Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. Today and part of tomorrow, I get to be in a part of the states that I really enjoy. I love the southern states. I love getting off the beaten path, getting back into the small towns, and I just love the simplicity of life that you find in little towns that are off the beaten path. It reminds me of Matthew, the 11th chapter, verses 28 through 30. And the verses say, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." A lot of times we associate this passage with when we're dealing with problems and we're bogged down and take them to the Lord for Him to take care of our problems. But for me, at times, the simplicity of the passage reminds me of the simplicity of life in the southern states, in and around when you get off the beaten path. And I'm not making fun of them in any way, but it's just an area I'll just truly enjoy to run in and deal with people from Virginia, the Carolinas, and then across the bottom here, Arkansas, Mississippi, all the southern states like that. To me, they represent life at its easiest and simplest form. There's nothing. Everything's just real simple. Everyone visits. You sit down and you visit with people, and they talk to you as if they've known you all your life. If you want to make them mad real quick, just be rude, and you've got the worst ending in the world you could ever imagine. But whether you're getting a tire fixed or having a bite of lunch, they visit with you, and I enjoy that. And when I run, that's why I try to run a lot of the southern states. But in this passage, it's, where it says in 28, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, I will give you rest. That's, like I said, it's where I just think of the simplicity of life in rural America. Even up into the Midwest, you get off the beaten path, and the majority of the time, people are just easy going, sit down and visit with you. And while they know about world views and politics and what's going on, that's not what's on their mind. What's on their mind is family and friends, and more importantly, God and what He means to them in their lives. And then it says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." That's that simplicity that rural America shows us. Like I said, to me, rural America is the flip side of this passage. It shows us that the simplicity of life and the simplicity of the scriptures are intertwined or intertwined, however you want to say it. You can't have one without the other. And it just, like I said, that's just what I see out of this passage when I think of rural America and you get off the beaten path. And then last one, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's that visiting that comes with people, throughout the South, and you, like I said, you get off the beaten path, and it's that sit down, homesy type, just talk about the weather, or if you're baseball fans, you bring up a conversation about a baseball. If one roots for one team and one roots for another team, there's that little bit of rivalry that goes on, and that becomes a little poking at fun. But it's, like I said, I just so enjoy traveling in the southern states. And like I said before, it reminds me, the simplicity of life there reminds me of the simplicity of the scriptures. The scriptures overall, to me, they're subtle, but yet they're strong in the voice or what they're trying to get across to us, but it's not to the point of where it's beating you over the head with a brick. It's just, subtle. And I find for myself, Anything that's subtle kind of catches your attention a lot easier, and you're willing to listen a lot more rather than somebody that's just bold and knocks you over the head with it. Then you're not interested because it feels like a confrontation. So as you go through the life today, think about that. Think of this passage like I think when I see this passage and I'm in the southern states, what I described this morning is what I think of this passage. Yeah, it talks about bringing our burdens to the cross, and God's going to take care of them. But like I said, you can also see it the other way, that it represents the simplicity of the scriptures, the simplicity of life. And we tend to make things more difficult by trying to think that we're smarter than we are, when we're in reality, if we look at things real simple, we'll understand them a lot better.